Sool, my fellow simmers, and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be doing a speed build of a fast food restaurant inspired heavily by like early 90s McDonald's. You know, if you're from my generation, which would be like Sims 2 generation, we were playing with Sims 2 when we were like 12. Then you know the McDonald's I'm talking about. I miss these McDonald's. They're all so kind of boring and gray now. This is back when they were so much fun as a kid, especially with the playpens. Oh my goodness. They need to bring those back. They need to bring them back. That was like the best part of going out to eat. But anyways, I wanted to make a lo-fi video inspired by the sounds of a restaurant. I thought that would be so fun. The beeping, I was thinking about the beeping noises, the sound of fries in the fryer, people chatting. I thought that would be kind of like aesthetic and vibey and lo-fi, very lo-fi and nostalgic. Ooh, I love doing nostalgic builds. It was also kind of fun doing the parking lot because I don't do parking lots for my builds a whole lot, but I always love when other people do. So I really want to be able to do that, make a parking lot, make it believable. That's my biggest thing, is I feel like every time I do a parking lot, it just doesn't look right. So this was me stepping out of my comfort zone. And here I am trying to find the perfect drive-through window because we had to have a drive-through in the back. Yeah, it was fun looking at reference photos. I've worked in fast food before. I've worked in food for a long time, so I get how a kitchen works, what's gonna make sense. But it was kind of hard finding reference photos for like back of house McDonald's, which, to be fair, maybe that's a good thing. They're not taking pictures all the time. Here I am struggling with the roofing because I was so confused by what I was supposed to be doing. I just didn't know what roof pieces were gonna like fit together real nice. And then I realized that these ones fit together perfect. I should have just used the one I used on the sides, so. so much for a speed build. This is taking a while now that I'm going back and reviewing the footage. A lot of the CC that I'm using is from around The Sims. I love their content. I rave about them as much as I can because they just have quality, like quality stuff. It just makes everything feel more believable. Yeah, it's feels very authentic. I just love them. They have such tiny details in things that I never thought I would need in a build, but I do. Honestly, the whole idea for a fast food video was because of their content. I had to make a walk-in. I felt like having a walk-in on this build, being a walk-in fridge, would be such a cute detail. And like I was saying, Around The Sims made a bunch of content for a walk-in fridge, freezer. I don't know. I need to hop off and stop talking so much. Oh, I just sound like I'm in love with Around The Sims. I am, actually, low-key I am. Their content is so good. But their CC is like the only CC that I really like take from. But yeah, anyways, had to have the counters. The colors were getting really tricky. Finding a wallpaper that stood out and looked fun was kind of hard. Low-key, there was not a lot of options, you guys. And having it match with the CC, I wanted it to just feel colorful. I wanted it to have that 90s McDonald's feel in the way that it was, like, decorated and yeah. Okay, so my biggest tip to anybody who's getting really into builds or just wants their builds to feel more like full, when you're going through looking for items to decorate one room, if you find an item that you're like, hey, oh my gosh, I would love to have that in the bathroom, put it in there. Put it in where your bathroom's gonna be, because you're gonna forget that you saw that, and it's just easier to what you're seeing me do is pull out everything that I see that I know I'm gonna have in the rooms around me, whether it's the bathroom, whether it's the walk-in, whether it's the dining room. I just start pulling out stuff that I know I'm gonna want to use, and that helps me fill my builds better, because I'm seeing everything that I want in there and having to kind of find shelf space for all the items I have in there, if that makes sense. I feel like I don't make sense right now. So if you pull all the things you want out and just place them in the room, not instead of just going as you go, like don't just put down a couch, put down the couch, the table, everything that you know you're going to want to have in there, even the small stuff. When you start to move stuff around, you're going to have to find spaces for like the little stuff that you put down. Maybe you put down like a bunch of books and I've already placed them on all the spots that I can. You have to start finding areas to put them, and I feel like it makes your build feel more full. Wow, I feel like I did an awful job explaining that. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I just feel like I really enjoyed this build because it really challenged me, especially with walls for some reason. It really helped me think about where everything would be in this space, what makes sense, where would it make the most sense to put the dish area? In the back, where customers aren't going to see it. Putting vents. I had a bunch of vents for above the fryer and above the griddle. Like, that was just fun. It really made me think about, like, in the drive-thru. I had to think about the drive-thru area. What would even be back there? I know there'd be another fountain because a lot of times there's another fountain in the back. Yeah, just small things like that. It felt really fun to be like, oh, this is like more realistic than my usual type of build. I felt it made me feel smart, if you guys know what I mean. Like, I was just like, oh, wow, I knew that. Like, I had to think about tile placement, what kind of floor, because I know walk-ins aren't attached to, they're attached to the building, but they're not like a part of the building. When I think of a walk-in, it's always like a room that's been added on to the building, and it's just like a giant fridge that's been slapped on the outside of the building. So I know the floor in there is going to be different. Really, I found these walls from Eco Lifestyle that had a yellow trim, and I thought those were perfect. I didn't want it to look too much like McDonald's, but also I had only so many colors to work with. I think a big part of why the yellow and red is just strikes you as fast food is because it's McDonald's, man. McDonald's just is the fast food. It is. When anybody thinks of fast food, what do you think of? McDonald's, right? But anyways, I really wanted there to be a direct line from the kitchen. I wanted that window of them putting the food onto like the counter, and so I mixed a few things up. I really wanted to keep that CC from around the Sims, the burger station, so I moved it over, but I wanted to keep the window, so I put in the one from Dine Out. I believe it came with Dine Out. That grill, that flat top. And I thought it worked. It worked. I wanted it to be more cohesive, but I'm just picky. So, yeah, I thought it was really starting to come together. Those black and white floor tiles are so iconically food related dining. I loved it. I felt like I had finally gotten the fry station that I wanted. Placing the fridge was kind of hard. I still wanted there still had to be a fridge in the kitchen for this to work. I'm pretty sure the fridge has to be in the same room for Sims to be able to cook, but I could be wrong. But I wanted, just in case, I put a fridge in there. I wanted the back to to look disgusting, because you know it is. Yeah. And one thing I didn't put in here that I kind of wish I had was like the office space. A lot of restaurants have an office that the managers are in usually. And I didn't have space for it, and that's like the only part of this build that doesn't feel super realistic is there's no office space. Isn't that crazy? That's like the smallest thing. Doesn't really even matter, but that's why I put these lockers in too, was because I wanted employees to have a space to put jackets when they come in. You know, it's me being picky about realism. Yep, there's me throwing the soda station on there because I knew there'd be another one. Looking to dirty up the counters a little bit more. Now I think I'm kind of looking for, I wanted to fill up the kitchen a little bit. And I think I start working on the walk-in freezer. And that was my favorite, was the walk-in. Debug is the best place to find clutter. And it's free. You don't have to buy a kit. It just comes with the game. It's full of food, little decorations. If you put in the cheat, I think it's BB testing cheats enabled true, right? You gotta have that one. And then I think it's bb.show hidden objects, and that pulls up a bunch of new items in every category. So there's new couches, there's new lamps, there's new general clutter. But you can also go into the search bar and type in debug and find pots and pans and dirty plates and trash, you know. So there's a lot of things you can do without downloading a bunch of mods too, if you don't feel comfortable putting mods on your computer. There's a bunch of things within the game you can use. So debug is one. And debug comes with base game too, so there's always more to liven up your builds with, if that's something you want to do. Filling up this walk-in was my favorite. Looking through all the debug items, like the to-go bags were perfect. They had to have the to-go bags for the door dashers. Yeah, and then just a bunch of, I had to start thinking about what kind of food this place would be serving based on what we have in debug. And I know we have hot dogs, and I know we've got hamburgers. We don't have french fries, which come on, bring on the french fries. But I had to start thinking about that and the drinks. I thought it would be cute if they sold boba. Gotta have the coffee, all kinds of coffees. I wanted to have a milkshake area where they could make like the frappes, and they can be like, we can't make those right now because we don't, our frappe machine is down. You know, I wanted them to have that opportunity. It adds to the realism, you guys. So I put some of the strawberry syrup over there, and there's a really cute from the Sims resource, because I'm obsessed, you guys. They have a CC blender, but like the old style milkshake blenders that you'd see in like a diner. So I popped one of those in there because I thought that was so cute. When I was trying to think about music, I really wanted them to play the retro station, because anytime I make a nostalgic build, I love putting the retro station in there, because it's like, oh, what a cute throwback, you know. And Sims 2 music is superior. It's so good, you guys. I will listen to the Sims 2 soundtrack on road trips. The entire time I was in college, anytime I studied, I put on the Sims 2 soundtrack because it was so good. But the music now is pretty good too. Whatever they're doing is pretty spot on. I love their music. It was at about this point that I realized the kids' play place was kind of a mistake, because it wasn't giving me enough room to feel like I could fill it up with the chairs and the tables. But yeah, now I think I'm going around, I'm adding this is like everything is placed, all the main furnishings are placed. Now it's time to get to the nitty gritty, adding trash and dirt on the walls, and yeah, it was at the point where it was to the finer details. Now this restaurant, honestly, you guys, it's pretty clean. I think I start to make it more disgusting, but honestly, there's no food on the floor in the back, which is great. There's, I mean, you know, the dish area looks like poopy caca wee whiz, but honestly, it's kind of supposed to. And you know, I've worked, like I said, I've worked in fast food, I've worked in restaurants. The dish area is kind of off limits to health inspectors and the people that come and check it out, because there's more than just health inspectors. Food places are getting inspected a lot. So if that makes anybody feel better, they are getting inspected a lot. But if there's like food and trash on the dish station, as long as it's not ridiculous, they're not gonna get in trouble. As long as the rest of the restaurant looks fine, they're like, okay, whatever. But yeah, now I'm doing more of the finer details, finer placements, getting picky. Like I've said this before, but the auto placement on tables and surfaces in The Sims, low-key, is suck so bad. Like if you put something on a dresser, there's 3 spots that it'll auto lock to, unless you have the move cheat on. And sometimes you put something down and you're like, this just looks like awkward and badly thought out and not natural. I want my builds to feel natural, believable. Also, I had to size up the burgers because they did not look big enough. I'm sorry. It wasn't giving fast food. The burgers had to be bigger. What are those? The junior dollar menu burgers? Not in America, you guys. Not in America. I don't know if it would be in The Sims now that I'm thinking about it. But I imagine that The Sims had something like McDonald's. Now look, when I sized up the box, the burgers looked ridiculous. But when it was just the burger getting sized up, it looked pretty believable. those of you who know when I added that mouse hole, there was gonna be a rat in this kitchen. I think I added one out by the dumpster too. But yeah, that decal will actually put a rat effect. This rat will just, and it's gross, you guys. It is not a normal, like, oh, it's a cute little Sims 4 mouse. No, it's gross. It is a rat. It is a rat. But it'll put an effect in there. Where, yeah, a rat will roam around and you'll hear squeaking noises. It's kind of gross, but had to put a fan in there because, they aren't putting AC in the back. The back is hot as hell and they do not care as long as the front is cooling. I really like the gaming world right now. I watch a lot of Queso and Markiplier and, just the regular schmegular gaming channels. But I've seen a lot of them play it's like a food simulation game, but it's spooky. And it's kind of like an indie game. I don't know. If you know what I'm talking about, you know that they're fun to watch. It's like rainy outside and you're in like a concession stand almost working and people are coming up to the window and it's fun. But I kind of thought about those when I was making this build too. What sucks about the play area too, that I realized recently when I was doing my play testing and stuff like that, kids can't use it. I don't know if it's because it's inside, because I've tried this before with the highest wall height and kids will not play, or it's not even an option. You can't even, they can't get in it. And I think it's because it's inside. It has nothing to do with wall height. So kind of took the L on that one. Learned it a little too late, but I thought, man, damn, that really sucks, because that would just add so much to the nostalgia of this place, is kids being able to play on the play set. But it's whatever. Am I bummed? Yeah, I sound pretty bummed about it. Yeah, now that I'm looking back, I'm like, damn, that really sucks. Playing with the colors again. You could kind of see, obviously now, that I came to the conclusion of doing blue and yellow, because that still felt kind of fast foody to me. And now I'm looking through the gallery to find cars. If you do not want to search debug for cars, just look, honestly, going to the gallery and looking up the debug for whatever you're looking for is so much better than going through debug. So much better. I honestly, if I'm looking for street signs, cars, anything like that, I get tired of searching through debug. Yeah, and you could just pull it up through the gallery. And I know you will watch me probably struggle to find it, but I know there's a giant sign that has a burger and fries on it, I believe. And I was like, I have to have that. I have to. It's like not going to happen. I'm going to have that sign. So my game crashed. So I had to go through and find a bunch of stuff again from the debug menu and replace it. But you know what? Sometimes it's really nice to restart. I really wanted the road sign to have one of those little platforms around it because I thought that would be cute. It would look nice from the road. So this build I did in one of the places in Oasis Springs. I really like Oasis Springs. That's like one of my favorite worlds to work on. But now I'm just taking a bunch of those. Those platforms just make everything look more professional. I don't know. It gives landscaping. It gives corporate building landscaping. It just, I really love when builders use rocks. I love when builders use rocks to create a garden wall. The patience that takes. Also, I struggle to use, because to do that and to do it well, you have to have, I think, the Sims 3 camera on. And for some reason, my brain just doesn't understand the Sims 3 camera. I've tried putting it on and using it because when you have the Sims 3 camera on, it allows you to twist objects more freely than without. Because otherwise, you're sticking to the bracket bars, turning it like at an angle straight on to another angle. You know what I'm saying? Like just when you're rotating objects, you only have so many options. When you have the Sims 3 camera on though, you can drag those objects and it opens up like any position that you want it in. So I want to get good at that because I think the Simmers that do that are like pros, like pro builders. But you could probably do the same thing if you had the tool mod. But yeah, you can use the tool mod too. I love the tool mod. That one's great if you want. That's just another extra layer of realism. It's nuts. One of my favorite CC pieces, also from the Sims resource. Oh my gosh. Bring them up one more time. Anyways, I love their cigarettes because I think it adds to like a very grungy aesthetic. Right there, the Red Bull and the cigarettes, that is a back of house meal if I've ever seen one. And if you've worked in food, you know that a lunch break means stepping outside, drinking a Red Bull, and not recommended, but smoking a cigarette, you guys. And we can all visualize the person that's doing it, the guy that's smoking a cigarette and drinking his Red Bull. But we're getting towards the end. I'm just adding the finishing details of lighting outside. I really wanted it to be bright. at night, but I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out what lamp to put. Every time I put a lamp on, it just didn't seem bright enough. But I think I add street lights soon to help with the walkway, and because I imagine this is in an area of town that has a lot of other businesses around it, so I wanted it to be bright because it would be in a bright area. We're nearing the end of the build. I'm just adding those awnings. I changed my mind about 1,000 times. But after this, I wanted to show you guys the little alien I drew for the thumbnail. It's me as a waitress at this diner. The uniform ended up being green, orange, and like a cream color. So, but the uniform was so boring. So I made one more of a 50s diner style with like a cute little short skirt with the apron and a little ascot, but I don't think I put an ascot on her. If anybody knows anything about The Sims, it's that these Sims love grilled cheese, man. So I had to include it in the drawing. When I was thinking of, oh, what should she have? I know that the diner sells hot dogs and hamburgers, but it also sells grilled cheese because it has to. There's an aspiration that you can get because of grilled cheese, you guys. That's nuts. thank you guys for coming along on this fun adventure as we made a fast food restaurant, and you got to see my little alien drawing. Like and subscribe. What's the other one you're supposed to say? Oh yeah, check out my other videos. If you really like The Sims, I have a lot of videos of Sims Lo-Fi. I'm about to make one for the fast food restaurant. That was the whole reason I built it. But yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Dag.